right, this is the deal. I have some thoughts. I've been asked a million times to make a very popular kind of video, what I eat in a day. It's a very popular YouTube style video, especially for female millennial vloggers, and I just can't do it. No judgment to anyone who does. I just can't do it. For me, it doesn't feel like the kind of video I can do. But I just went grocery shopping and I was like, I should share what I got. So I was like, I'm comfortable sharing the groceries I buy, but I'm not comfortable making a what I eat in a day video. And I'm gonna talk about why. So I have a couple thoughts about like what I am comfortable doing, and I'll be damned if I don't think it's like kind of an important conversation. Here it is, let's do the video. Okay, I'm just gonna share a couple uncomfortable truths, how I stopped obsessing over food, and a lot of things that I don't have answers for. Okay, the main problem, there are a couple problems. The main problem is that I wanna be responsible. I wanna be responsible, but I also want to be honest. And sometimes the honest version of me is not very responsible. So it's always a battle on YouTube to balance both. I know a lot of people watch impressionable young kids or girls or boys or whoever, and like I want to take care of them and their health the way that I want to take care of like my future child's health and mindset. I feel a responsibility, and I also want to be honest and authentic. Right? That's what people want. But the reality is, I, as an authentic person, am not always a good role model. So that's what I'm trying to balance here. And that becomes a problem when I want to talk about something like what I eat in a day. I'm happy to talk about it. I can stand behind what I eat in a day. I think it's healthy. I think it's balanced while also being indulgent. Like, that's part of balance to me. But my history is with a very intense eating disorder. I've never talked about this before on my channel. I don't think I'll talk about it at length because it's just very complicated and it's very sensitive to a lot of people, and I don't want to do it if I can't do it right. But yeah, when I was 16, I was hospitalized against my will, forcibly hospitalized with an eating disorder that got very extreme. It was a very low point in my life, and it's taken, you know, many years to get to a place where I feel really proud of the choices I make in life now around eating and exercise. I've done both in a really unhealthy way. The pendulum has swung in all directions over the years, and I feel really good about the way I've grown. But my mind is still sometimes my mental state is still just like the site of like a nuclear catastrophe. It's Chernobyl in my head sometimes. And so for me to make a video about what I eat in a day, feels hypocritical. It kind of feels like a reformed serial killer doing a lecture series on like the preciousness of life. It's like, I mean, do we need to hear it from you? I don't know. I feel uncomfortable with a lot of what I eat in a day videos, because I can feel how they are often not honest in one direction or another, often not honest. And it's no slight to anyone who makes those videos. It's just the reality of like putting a camera on you. As soon as you put a camera on yourself and say act naturally, it's quite hard to act naturally. It's quite hard to eat intuitively or normally or whatever. It's difficult. I think the truth can get warped even without your intending it to be warped, even with the best intentions. In addition, the whole idea that there is like a given thing to eat in a day, or that like every day has perfect balance, I just don't find that that's the way most people eat. And I don't think that you have to have a perfectly balanced day every day in order to be like consuming in a balanced way. In addition, another problem, I know that it's pretty impossible to not compare yourself to those what I eat in a day videos, and comparison is so unhelpful. It's so unhelpful, obviously, because everyone's body is different, and also because for me, thinking from like an eating recovery point of view, the most important and the most difficult Part of that recovery has been feeling comfortable waking up one morning and being starving and knowing I need a way bigger breakfast than I usually eat and not freaking out about that and feeling like, okay, your body feels starving. It's probably starving for a reason. For some reason, you exhausted yourself extra. You need extra energy. Eating an extra big breakfast today doesn't mean like everything's out the window. It's like for a reason, and it's gonna balance out. So that what I eat in a day videos, I feel like really come at odds with that kind of intuition. The goal to me now, the goal is not eating the exact same kind of portioned breakfast every day, but like being really aware of what I need each day and responding to that without freaking out. So I don't know. I'm rambling a lot here, but I avoid talking about this topic because I actually care about it. And if I can't represent it in the right way, then I've wanted to just not talk about it. I don't know what struck me, but I had a moment of inspiration while I was in Whole Foods today, and I was like, I feel comfortable sharing just what I got and how I think about healthy eating and what healthy eating means to me now, especially given my history, especially given the toxic stuff we see online. And also just want to share these thoughts about like why I won't really be making one of those kinds of videos. But this is what does sit okay with me. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, what I get? That's like soap. That's a bunch of soap. So, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Basically, I feel very good about my habits these days. I have like healthy habits, and healthy does not mean I'm on any diet. I eat everything. I eat gluten, I eat dairy, I drink alcohol and dessert. I have a crazy sweet tooth. I do not count calories. I definitely like rely on portion sizes, but it's not the same portion every day. Like some days I have a huge indulgent dessert and then maybe some days I don't. So it's like these things balance out throughout your week. I don't have a perfect balance every day. That to me feels way more realistic. It fits into healthy socializing and like celebratory events. I do exercise. I love exercise. I've been thinking about making a video about how I learned to love exercise, because exercise, I did not always love it. It was a very self-abusing, like punishing, negative, dark thing for me, linked up with an eating disorder, and it took me over a decade to transform that. So I have thought about sharing how I love exercise, but I don't go crazy on that either anymore. I just do what I like. I'm coming back from a trip over the holidays, Germany and to the Netherlands with my family to go visit my sister, yada yada. And while I was there, I be eating everything, every crepe, every waffle, Nutella for breakfast, sausages, Wiener Schnitzel. And now I'm back home and I'm ready to not feel like my blood is full of Nutella, which it currently is. So I went and did my grocery shopping in the mindset of healthy grocery shopping. Yeah, let's just get a healthier feeling going. Number one thing I'm getting, I'm buying bread. Not only is it delicious, but it also is like nutritious and is a huge part of feeling satisfied. I definitely went through a phase in my life where I only ate salad, and guess what? I was hungry all the time. It's like, it doesn't get you very far. Eating bread routinely and eating this stuff, like it eventually, over time, it took like years, but like eventually it made it so that I didn't fixate on it anymore. I actually don't have obsessive thoughts about food anymore. I never thought I would say that. I truly, I didn't even think that was a goal. My goal is to just like have like balanced habits. There are things I obsess over very unhealthily. I will still have very negative thoughts about myself, very negative thoughts about, you know, I struggle with like body image and all of those things. I don't want to say too many negative things publicly. Whatever, it's that authenticity versus responsibility thing. But I really don't obsess about food anymore, and it is because I let myself eat the food. I don't eat a whole loaf of bread at a time, but I eat it every day, multiple times a day. Okay, what else? I got lots of salad stuff. And to clarify, if I'm having a salad, there's bread with the salad. There's never just a salad. And let me tell you what, the key to salads is texture. You want a variety of texture. You want a crunch. You want to chew, you want the nutrients. I did get kale, microgreens, sugar snap peas. They have a good crunch. Chopped Brussels sprouts mix. Add just like, you know, like a half a cup into my salad to get more texture. Even with these four, this is like a bunch of greens and it already has like a nice variety and texture. I'm sure these have different flavors, the tomatoes. I can't decipher them, but it's also just like beautiful, and it makes me happy to be like, look at this colorful rainbow I'm about to eat. I don't know. You eat first with your eyes. So like making the food beautiful is part of the sensory experience. You eat first with your eyes, or maybe it was you taste first with your eyes. I don't know, doesn't matter. The other thing I should say is I am not really a good cook. I'm a pretty good baker. I used to bake a lot, but I just don't cook much. And everyone wants me to get into cooking, and I don't know why they care, but I'm probably not going to. I do lots of creative stuff in my day, and cooking isn't one of them. And leave me alone. I don't know. I just don't cook a lot, but yeah, it's probably not gonna happen. So if that's something you wish for me, I'm sorry to disappoint you. But at the, what's it called? The like deli counter where you can get pre-made stuff. And I got, this is like squash, I think, and onions and cranberries that's cooked. I will sprinkle this into like 4 different salads I make, and then I have cooked veggies or whatever. If you're not lazy like me, cook your own stuff. Please don't get mad at me for not cooking. Like, people always get mad at me for whatever. Anyway, so with every salad, I'd like try and like pile in the greens, pile in the vegetables and the nutrients. And then I try to add in something crunchy, crouton, nuts for sure. I didn't buy any because I already have some. Sliced almonds, pistachios, walnuts. That's a lie, I don't do walnuts. And something chewy such as squash, a potato, cranberries. Okay, we need our protein though. I also eat protein with every meal. This is the most cooking I'll do. Chicken breasts, and one low lift cooking tip my mom told me was I will take a thing of balsamic dressing, like just load it, like marinate it in here, like put it in a Ziploc bag and just chicken in the bag. Why can't I describe this? Chicken in the bag, dressing in the bag, squish squash, let it sit overnight, and then I put it in the oven to bake, and you've got balsamic chicken, delicious. I got a lot of cream. I got a lot of cream for my coffee. I drink a lot of coffee and it has a lot of cream. Sometimes it has whipped cream on top. Get off my case, it's fine. The number of boyfriends who have tried to teach me to drink my coffee black. Why? To what end? Why do I need to learn to drink my coffee black? I'm over this idea that it's superior. It's superior why? It's superior why? Because it tastes less good? Because you like it? Let me, Don't say a word about my cream. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of men trying to make me drink black coffee. I'm tired of people trying to force me to cook and force me to drink black coffee. Just let me, there's lots of stuff I do. There's lots of stuff I do. And those 2 things aren't 2 of them. Those aren't a part of them. Leave me alone. Ow. Before we continue with the rest of the video, I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, which is Upside. Upside has been an amazing supporter of this channel, and the Upside app plays a really pivotal role in my life because I suffer from an addiction to expensive skincare, and there is absolutely no cure. It's expensive and it's fatal, but Upside is a way to false. But Upside is a way to save cash for anybody who buys gas, groceries, dines out. I use it most at the gas pump, and I get cash back on every purchase, which I immediately funnel into facials. The app has a 4.8 star rating on the App Store, and it's for very good reason. It's very easy to use. It is very simple. Claim an offer for whatever you're buying, pay as usual, credit card, debit, follow the steps in the app, and then you get paid literal money. You can cash out anytime, and most importantly, Upside does not sell your information to third parties. So if you want some assistance funding your expensive hobby, you can get started by just downloading the free Upside app. Use promo code Caroline and get an additional 25 cents off of every gallon on your first tank of gas. Thanks to Upside for being such a great supporter of the channel, and back to the video. This is a controversial item. Olives. I really do like olives. That's probably upsetting to a lot of people. I do like olives, and I hated olives most of my life, but I recognized that it was something, I just had an intuitive feeling about me and olives that I was supposed to like them. And like every year, for like 10 years, I would try olives one day a year. It was like a very special holiday event. I would eat an olive to be like, do I like this yet? And it was still disgusting for like 27 years. And now I like them. I don't know what happened. I actually have a theory, but no one cares. No one cares. I don't know why I bought shrimp. Actually, that's a lie. I do know why. Because one of my like eating values now, after having been a very restrictive eater, whenever I go to the grocery store, I try and like pick out something new or something different that I haven't eaten in a while, or maybe I've never eaten. One habit of kind of restrictive eating and unhealthy eating is just like eating the same thing all the time. And A, you could be missing out on a lot of nutrients. B, like as soon as you lose any control of your schedule, like you're doing something socially, it's like a control issue. Eating disorders are really just a control issue. And also it's not fun to eat the same thing all the time. I'm trying to have a fun time all the time. Yeah, so I got shrimp and some cocktail sauce, which is not, I don't eat this every week or like ever, but this was the thing on my list of just like, let's do something new. Life is short. I could get hit by a bus today. Some kiwi, that was another item on my, I don't eat this all the time, let's mix it up. Cucumber, lemons are going in a big carafe of water. I don't really like eating cucumbers as a food. They're just like watery and slippery and you can't trust them. This is a big one. Dates. I eat dates. It's the first thing I eat every morning because, as I said, I have a really strong sweet tooth. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I immediately want candy. I immediately want dessert, and that I won't. I try not to do that because it actually doesn't feel good to eat candy first thing in the morning. Like, it tastes delicious, but like the sugar coating your teeth, and that's how you're starting your day. I don't like that habit. So instead I started eating a date or two, which if you haven't had a date, I put them in the freezer, and they're chewy and they're sugary and they're delicious, and it's a great time. I got these poppy sodas, which actually I was influenced by one of the vloggers I watch, 𝐏𝐡𝐨𝐬. She's actually like the only vlogger I watch. They're like a probiotic soda and they just taste very good. I would drink that if it wasn't probiotic. Delicious. Clementines, great sweet treat. And they also just look pretty in a bowl. So they're always like in bowls all around my house. And then I'm like out in the living room, I'm like, oh, clementine, I'll eat it. Raspberries, haven't had a raspberry in a while. I was due. I feel like that's most of the food. So in conclusion, these are the things that I bought today. This is not all that I'll be eating. Like this week, I will also be eating candy. I will also be eating ice cream, Van Leeuwen ice cream, Haagen-Dazs. I'll be having whipped cream in my coffee. I will be continuing those things even in like a reset week. I've gone every which way of cutting stuff out, of having binge eating problems, of having no intuition with my relationship to food, whatever. And for me, like, I know that the key, even in a healthy week, is eating a way I would be happy to eat my whole life. Eating a way that doesn't make me feel deprived of a bunch of things, because as soon as I feel deprived, for me personally, then that's all I'm focused on. And maybe I can get through the healthy week, but after that, I'm gonna be focused on chocolate, I'm gonna be focused on ice cream, and I only have so much willpower, I'll just end up eating it anyway. And most importantly, what a waste of my mental energy. What a waste of my mental energy. I couldn't believe the amount of mental energy I put towards food, towards my next meal. That was something that always felt really sad to me. And I couldn't get out of it for a long time. And I never would have imagined that I would have found a way out of that. That wasn't even a goal of mine. I never pictured that I would be able to get out of that. But I don't obsess over food that way anymore. And I think I've accomplished non-obsession by just eating stuff. And I eat in moderation, but I'm not avoiding anything unless it tastes bad. So this is where I am now. The honest truth is that I still really struggle with self-acceptance and body image. Like, I struggle mentally still, but I don't struggle with food anymore. And I don't really struggle with exercise. I feel really proud of the place I've come to with both of those. I think there's a balance between like being honest and like striving for something better as well. I hope I've struck that here today, because I care about, there's not much I care about. I don't care about much, but I really care about this one. I hope that everyone can keep in mind something that is pretty hard on the internet, which is that I can only represent my own experience. That's the only experience that I can represent well. It is pretty personal and pretty specific to me. I share it honestly, hoping that it will be helpful to others. And also, there is no world in which I can represent the specific experience of every single person on earth in every moment with every word that I say. So certainly there are a lot of perspectives that are not included here. I am aware of that. I think about it all the time. My approach is to share what is specifically honest for me and hope that like that specificity and honesty does serve other people, whether it is specific to you or not. What am I even talking about at this point? I don't know. I just feel very conscious and like sensitive to sharing stuff on a delicate topic for people. So whatever. The rest I'm still working on. Okay. I'm gonna go eat some of this. Yes, I am. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Remember your glow. You're not just a show you're in. Oh, keep your good hair that shines in you. Fall, let it fall. Let all the chains that bind you fall. Oh, 걸 속에 날 들여다봐. Hey.